Hey guys, how's it going? So today I want to talk a bit about freedom from fear. Because fear is one of those things that holds us back from tremendous success in life, whether that's in our businesses, careers, or relationships. So first we need to delve in what is fear? Why do we feel fear? And really, fear comes down to a fear of loss, a fear that somehow, due to events, we're going to become less in some way, and it's that fear that we're going to lose something. So, how do we eliminate fear? In a nutshell, it basically boils down to just detaching from the outcome. Now, this is a Buddhist sort of, I guess you could say, mantra or sort of teaching. And I'd sort of heard it a few times, like, oh yeah, that sounds quite cool. But if I detach from things, then I become cold and uncaring, and I won't achieve anything in life, because you have to care about results in order to achieve them, right? Now, what's taken me quite a while, a couple of years really, to sort of actually fully understand this concept is that in order to do the best you can at something, you need to sort of detach from the outcome. So say you're playing sport, for example, because sport's a good metaphor for a lot of things in life. And if you're filled with sort of fear about the other team losing, or or if somebody else getting the ball or something like that, that's going to hinder your ability to play effectively, because you're going to have a lot of these negative emotions swirling in your head. And if you've ever been in the throes of strong emotions, like if you're really sad or you're really angry, you know that you can't think very clearly about it. So just from a purely efficiency point of view, if you can detach from the outcome, you effectively remove sort of those heavy emotions from it, and that frees you to think clearly. And in terms of, people say, oh, but won't I become cold and uncaring? Actually, no, you become more caring, because you can sort of view things in a objective light. So, for example, say with my family, right? I love my family heaps, but I'm also sort of working on detaching from them. Now, when I say detaching from them, I don't mean like removing myself from the family. I mean detaching myself emotionally from what's going on with them. So say, for example, if dad or mum came home and they were in a pretty, shitty mood, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And then they'd be like, oh, don't talk to me, I don't want to talk about it, whatever. If you're attached, you get very emotionally reactive to this. You're like, oh, what's going on? Are they angry at me? Are they, is something terrible happened? And you become in a very emotional and reactive state, which isn't a very useful state to be able to do anything useful about the situation. Whereas now I'm sort of more and more detached from being emotionally reactive. So say if they're in a bad mood or something like that, I'm just like, okay, well, that's them at their current point in stage. I still love them, but I'm not sort of being emotionally reacted to that. So it's one of those topics that you have to think a bit about. But yeah, it's basically that sort of detachment to it. For example, I had a client, and she used to teach little kids how to sing, actually. And basically, she used to be terrified of when it came time to performance time, like when they would get up on stage and present to their parents and stuff. And she would be terrified because she would feel that the parents were going to judge her based on the kid's performance. So she'd be like really freaking out and be like, what do I do? And, like she'd send them on stage, but she'd be sort of so nervous and be like, just do a good job. And, that would sort of really affect the kids, because they'd be filled with that sort of nervous energy as well, and thus relates to poorer performance, which then it just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because the kids, they feel her nervousness, and then they do poorly, and then, if they do poorly, then the parents get mad, and then, basically the things she feared sort of came true. But I spent quite a bit of time working with her, and now she's learned to sort of detach from the outcome more. So she still gives her all. She tries her best to make them as good as they can for the performance, but ultimately she's not attached to the outcome of whether it's a success or not. And she's just I'm going to do this the best I can, but if it works, great. If it doesn't work, hey, sometimes that doesn't happen. And she's far more calmer than she used to be, and the performances are doing a lot better as well. So detachment doesn't mean not setting goals or not caring. Detachment means basically, go for the things you want in life. Go for your goals or your family, or that special relationship you're wanting to cultivate. Go for it as hard as you can, but ultimately, if it doesn't work out, you're just all right, cool, I'm going to go try something else. And you can just switch. You don't have that sulking period of, oh, it didn't work out, or you're just able to just switch it up very, very fast. So that's my thought for today. If you guys have any comments, please leave them below. Alright, thanks for that. See ya.